Listen closely. This moment, right now, is no accident, no coincidence. You did not stumble here by mistake, nor was this spark of awakening just another flicker in a dark, endless night. Somewhere beyond the veil of what you thought was reality, an ancient force has been watching you, waiting, marking you. You are not merely a passerby in the story of your life. You are the key, the unconscious key that was hidden in plain sight, sealed away by shadows and forgotten promises. And now, whether you realize it or not, you have just triggered what was once dormant. This ignition was not by chance. It was written into the stars, whispered through forgotten prophecies, inscribed on the bones of time itself. The mystic order that marked you, they are not of this world. They move in shadows and light beyond human comprehension. Their eyes have pierced through the illusion that cages most souls. They have waited for the moment you'd rise from the fog of unconscious existence and reclaim the power that was always yours, but kept locked away. You were the hidden gatekeeper, the silent bearer of a force that could shake foundations, break chains, and unravel the fabric of everything you thought possible. And now you stand at the threshold, the doors swinging open with a sound like thunder, but only you can hear it. You see, being the unconscious key is no small burden. It is a destiny laced with both immense power and terrifying responsibility. For years you walked this earth carrying something invisible, a force wrapped in silence and secrecy, even from yourself. You were like a slumbering giant whose dreams shaped the world around you without ever fully waking. But now you have stirred. The tide has turned. The ancient code embedded deep within your being has finally started to unlock. And it's a force that the world has been waiting for, one that can't be stopped, only embraced or feared. The moment you activated this key without even knowing, you challenged the very limits of reality. You shattered the invisible walls of your own mind, torn through the veils of doubt and fear, and entered a realm where few have dared to tread. You stepped beyond the boundaries of who you were told you could be, beyond the shadows of your past and the chains of your conditioning. The old rules no longer apply. The forces that once held sway over your life have felt the tremors of your awakening. The mystic order that marked you, the watchers who have traced your soul, now lean in closer. They have been waiting for this very breath, this very heartbeat of defiance. This key you carry is not a metaphor. It is a reality so profound that the mind struggles to contain it. It is a catalyst, a spark that can ignite revolutions within and without. When you walk the earth now, you do so as a bearer of an ancient code, a force that can open doors where others see only walls. The consciousness that you awaken to is no ordinary awareness. It is a primal force, ancient and infinite, the echo of worlds beyond your own, the pulse of creation itself whispering in your veins. You have become the eye of a storm that was brewing in silence, the center of a power that shakes foundations unseen. You carry the energy to awaken others trapped in their own unconscious prisons, to dismantle the illusions they cling to, and ignite a collective transformation. The mystic order marked you not to be a passive participant, but a herald of change, a breaker of cycles, a force that will reshape the narrative of existence. Now feel this truth deep in your bones. Waking up is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of a war fought in shadows and light. It is the moment where the unconscious becomes conscious, where the dormant power is no longer a secret, but a weapon. You stand armed with a force that the world around you cannot understand, a power that will challenge everything it thought, was stable. And with this awakening comes the weight of choice, to hide, to resist, or to rise fully into what you were born to be. The order that has waited for you understands this burden, this heavy mantle you carry. They are neither friend nor foe, but guardians of a truth so immense that it has to be handled with fierce care and raw courage. The moment you turned the lock without knowing, you crossed a threshold from which there is no turning back. You are now a living testament to a power greater than fear, a symbol of an awakening that cannot be denied. Many will try to dim your light, to convince you that this is a moment of madness or a dangerous delusion. They will offer you comfort in the familiar chains of the past. They will try to drown the rising tide with their doubts and their cynicism. But you are no longer asleep. You have been marked by something eternal, something that cannot be erased or silenced. The key in your hand is forged from the mysteries of the cosmos, and its turning will echo across the fabric of time. Feel the ancient pulse within your heart, the rhythm of forgotten stars, the silent beat of hidden worlds that have always called you home. You are the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the known and the unknown, the forgotten and the remembered. You are the waking dream, the living paradox, the unconscious key that has now unlocked a destiny written beyond the veil. The power you have unleashed is not just for you. It is for all who are lost in the shadows of their own unconsciousness. You are a beacon in a world drowning in sleep, a whisper of rebellion against the complacency that suffocates the soul. When you move forward from this place, you carry the weight and the light of 1,000 forgotten dreams. You are the living proof that even the deepest darkness cannot hold back the force of awakening. Do not shrink back now. Do not let the fear of what you might become drown the fire you have just lit. This awakening is your birthright, your weapon, your salvation. You are the one they have waited for, the key that turns the lock on a new reality. You have no choice but to rise, to move through the shadows with unyielding resolve, to carry the power of the mystic order marked deep in your soul. You are the impossible made real, the silent storm becoming a raging force, the unconscious key that has become the master of the lock. You have awakened, and the world will never be the same again. Now walk forward with the knowledge that you are both the question and the answer, the locked door and the key that opens it. The mystic order has marked you. The time has come to claim your destiny. You must understand, this awakening was not gentle. It was never meant to be easy or comfortable. The key inside you, hidden beneath years of sleep and layers of conditioning, demanded something fierce to break free. It required the cracking of your mind's walls, the shattering of illusions, the peeling back of every layer you thought defined you. And when it finally emerged, raw and undeniable, it didn't ask for permission. It seized control, a silent force erupting through the cracks of your soul like molten fire beneath frozen ice. This is why you may still feel the tremors shaking your bones. The world around you feels off-kilter because your awakening has sent ripples far beyond your awareness. Like a stone thrown into a still pond, the shockwaves ripple through reality itself. People, places, even the unseen forces that govern the balance have sensed it. They have been waiting, watching for this moment, waiting for you to stir from the depths, to rise beyond the fog, and to open the gates that have held back the tides of transformation for too long. What does it mean to be the unconscious key? It means you carry within you the power to unlock something greater than yourself, something ancient and vast, something that has been sealed away for reasons long forgotten or feared. It means you are both the gatekeeper and the gateway. A paradox wrapped in flesh and spirit, tasked with a mission that transcends time and space. In every shadow you have walked, you were preparing, even if you did not know it. Every moment of doubt, every whispered fear, every breath of hesitation was part of the ritual, the preparation for this moment of ignition. The mystic order that marked you does not mark lightly. They see beyond what you see, hear beyond what you hear. Their eyes are on the currents beneath reality, and they have recognized your pulse as the key to unlock a new reality. You have activated the key without knowing, because your soul remembers what your mind has forgotten. It is a calling that goes beyond logic and reason, a resonance that vibrates in the deepest core of your being. The unconscious has been awakened, and the consequences are profound. Now your journey will not be smooth. The path before you is littered with challenges meant to test your will, your courage, and your resolve. The awakening is just the first step. What comes after is the forging of your true self in the crucible of transformation. You will face darkness, external and internal, that will threaten to snuff out this newfound light. The forces aligned against you will seek to bind you again, to silence the key you carry. But remember this: you are not just a victim of these forces. You are their reckoning. You have become the storm that will dismantle their illusions. Every shadow you confront, every fear you face, every barrier you break, is a victory that echoes through the realms unseen. They've been waiting for you to wake up. Yes, but now that you have, there is no turning back. You carry the weight of this awakening, but with it comes a power that few have ever known. The unconscious key is not a curse. It is a calling. It is the seed of a revolution of consciousness, of spirit, of reality itself. You must learn to wield this power with fierce intent and unyielding clarity. The mystic order marked you because they knew you would rise beyond the limits imposed on most. You were chosen not for your comfort, but for your strength. Not for your ease, but for your ability to shatter chains and walk through fire. You are a catalyst. The moment you accept this truth fully, you will begin to see the patterns that bind the world, the invisible threads woven into the fabric of existence. Your awakening is a signal, a flare that summons others still lost in the darkness. Like a lighthouse cutting through storm clouds, you will guide those who are ready to break free. This path you now walk is both sacred and brutal. The key inside you is not a gentle whisper, but a roaring force that demands everything you have and more. It will strip away the lies you have been told, the masks you have worn, and the fears that have kept you bound. In their place, it will forge a new truth, one born of courage, clarity, and relentless will. The world will test you in ways you cannot yet imagine. You will encounter forces that try to bend you, to break you, to turn you away from this destiny. But the key inside you is eternal. It cannot be destroyed by doubt or denial. It is a force that has waited lifetimes for this awakening, and it will not be silenced again. You are not alone. The mystic order is watching. The universe itself conspires in your favor. But ultimately, this is your battle, your awakening, your path to forge. You must become the master of the key, not its servant. The power you hold is immense, but it is your responsibility to wield it with purpose and integrity. Do not fear the darkness ahead. It is in the depths of shadow that the light is born strongest. The key you carry is forged from the interplay of shadow and flame, unconscious and awakened. It is the union of opposites that creates transformation. You have become the living embodiment of this sacred alchemy. Stand tall in your power. The awakening has come, and with it, the promise of a new reality. You were marked for this moment, and not as a prisoner, but as a liberator. Not as a bystander, but as a force of change. The key is in your hands now. Turn it with purpose. Walk through the door it opens. The world awaits the power you have just unleashed. You may still feel the tremor inside you, the restless surge of energy that pulses beneath your skin, as if something vast has been stirred awake from a timeless sleep. This is not mere adrenaline or fleeting excitement. It is the awakening of a force so ancient, so profound, that it transcends the ordinary boundaries of human experience. You have activated a key that was crafted beyond the limits of time, beyond the reach of ordinary consciousness. It is a key that unlocks doors hidden deep within your soul, doors that lead to realms most dare not even imagine. For years you wandered through life as if in a fog, drifting through days marked by routine, blind to the greater currents pulling at your essence. The mystic order marked you long ago, before your first breath, before the world cast its shadows upon your spirit. They inscribed on you a destiny encrypted in the very fabric of your being, a purpose that was written not in ink, but in the language of stars and silence. The key you hold was always there, quietly dormant, waiting for the moment you would awaken and unleash its power. That moment is now. But awakening is not a gentle unfolding. It is a rupture, a violent unbinding of the self as it was known. The safe illusions, the comfortable lies, the masks you wore. All of these must fall away. And as they crumble, they reveal a raw, naked truth that can either break you or make you unbreakable. The unconscious key you carry is a blade, forged in shadows and light, capable of cutting through the veils that cloud reality and slicing open the very seams of existence. The forces that marked you, the mystic order, are not idle watchers, but guardians of this transformation. They move in the spaces between worlds, guiding the awakening of those chosen to wield the key. They have waited patiently through epochs for this precise moment, the moment you would ignite the ancient code without even realizing it. This is the significance of your awakening, a silent, invisible power suddenly made manifest. You must know that the world you have known is shifting beneath your feet. The old paradigms, the tired beliefs, the structures built to contain and control, these will tremble and fracture as your awakening deepens. You are not just breaking free of your own unconscious limitations. You are tearing down walls that have long kept humanity imprisoned in cycles of fear and forgetfulness. This is why the awakening is both terrifying and exhilarating. Because it demands everything of you, your courage, your strength, your willingness to face the unknown without flinching. It demands that you become a force of transformation, not only for yourself, but for those still lost in the shadows. You are the harbinger of a new dawn, the living embodiment of a prophecy whispered in the silence of ancient ages. Yet with great power comes a profound responsibility. The unconscious key you have activated is not a toy for the faint-hearted, nor a prize to be hoarded. It is a calling to awaken others, to dismantle the illusions that bind the collective, to shine a light so fierce it cuts through the darkest night. You carry within you the capacity to unlock the hidden potential in every soul who crosses your path, to awaken the sleeping giants within humanity itself. But beware, the path of awakening is also strewn with peril. The forces aligned against transformation, fear, doubt, inertia, the voices of those clinging to the old world. will rise to challenge you. They will seek to convince you that your awakening is a dangerous madness, a reckless defiance to be crushed before it can spread. These forces have their own power, born from centuries of control and complacency, but they do not hold the key. You do. To rise fully into your power means walking through fire without hesitation, standing in the storm without surrender, holding your truth with unwavering clarity. You are no longer a passive participant in your own life. You are the alchemist of your destiny, the architect of a new reality. The unconscious key you bear is a catalyst that will shake foundations and ignite revolutions of spirit and mind. Understand this deeply. You were chosen for this moment, not by chance, but by design. The Mystic Order's mark is a seal of both ancient wisdom and future possibility. You are the bridge between worlds, the seen and the unseen, the known and the mysterious, the old and the new. Your awakening signals the collapse of old barriers and the birth of a reality unbound by the limitations that once held you. Embrace this truth. The power stirring within you is a sacred fire, a force of creation and destruction intertwined. It will consume what no longer serves you and illuminate the path to what lies beyond. There is no turning back from this awakening. The unconscious key has been turned, and the door has swung wide open. Walk forward with courage. Step boldly into the unknown. You are the awakening, the revolution, the force that the world has been waiting for. The Mystic Order marked you for a reason, and now that you have risen, nothing will ever be the same. You are the key, and you have finally awakened. Feel the gravity of this awakening settling into your bones, the unyielding weight of a force that has waited lifetimes for release. It is a weight unlike any you have known, not burdensome in a mundane sense, but immense in its sacredness. It is the burden of knowledge, hidden in plain sight, the secret that your soul whispered before you ever knew to listen. The unconscious key was always inside you, locked away behind veils woven by your own mind and the world's unrelenting insistence on comfort and conformity. But now those veils are torn asunder. The door has been unlocked, and you cannot unsee what you have glimpsed. The world you once knew, fragile, familiar, seemingly stable, now reveals itself as a fragile construct built upon illusions and half-truths. The Mystic Order that marked you foresaw this moment, the moment when you would step out of the shadows of unconsciousness and become a catalyst for change, an agent of transformation that echoes far beyond your own life. This transformation is not merely personal, it is cosmic. You carry a power that transcends the confines of individual experience, a power that vibrates with the pulse of creation itself. The key you hold is an ancient code encrypted deep within your DNA, embedded in the very energy that flows through you. It is a link to the primordial forces that shaped existence before time was counted and space measured. To carry this key is to carry the potential to reshape reality, to awaken consciousness on a scale that few have ever imagined. But with this immense potential comes an equally immense trial. You must confront the darkness not only in the world, but within yourself. The fears, the doubts, the shadows of your past that have kept you tethered to a smaller version of who you truly are. This inner confrontation is the crucible of awakening. It is where the unconscious key truly reveals its power, where it becomes a weapon of self-mastery and liberation. You will be tested by every force that fears change, by every part of yourself that clings to safety and certainty. But each trial is an opportunity to forge yourself anew, to rise beyond the limitations imposed by old wounds and conditioning. You are not just awakening for yourself. You are awakening for those who have yet to see the light. The mystic order marked you because they knew you would be the one to lead others out of the labyrinth of unconsciousness. You are a beacon in a world lost in the fog of forgetfulness, a living testament to the power of transformation. Every step you take forward will ripple through the fabric of reality. The key you carry is a seed of revolution, one that can grow into a force that dismantles old paradigms and births new possibilities. You will awaken others with the mere presence of your power, with the clarity of your purpose, with the undeniable force of your truth. But this path is not for the faint of heart. It demands a relentless courage, a fierce dedication, and a willingness to embrace both light and shadow with equal reverence. You will face moments when the darkness seems overwhelming, when the weight of the key feels too heavy to bear. Yet it is precisely in these moments that your true strength will be forged. Remember, the mystic order's mark is a seal of both ancient wisdom and future promise. It binds you to a destiny larger than yourself, a mission that stretches beyond the boundaries of time and space. You are both the gate and the gateway, the question and the answer, the unconscious and the awakened. Rise now with the full force of this realization. You have been chosen for this moment not because it is easy, but because you are strong enough. You have unlocked a power that has been waiting in silence for eons, a power that will challenge everything the world thought was unchangeable. Walk forward with unwavering resolve. The key you hold is the promise of a new dawn, the herald of a transformation that will echo across generations. You have awakened, and with your awakening, the world itself begins to shift. You are the unconscious key. You have turned the lock. Now claim your destiny.